Hello everyone, this is Planckera, and welcome to my universe. Guess what? I don't want to fix the sleeve today! I think the sleeve is actually pretty good. In fact, there's really nothing on her clothes that I want to fix, so... that means I'm gonna jump right into background elements! I get to turn off all these, or turn on all these layers that I've had turned off for a long time. And now these are just, nonsense, so I'm just gonna clear it and draw them again. It's okay. That's one of those things where it wasn't a waste of time to draw it. Because it kinda let me know where things were gonna go compositionally, and make sure that I liked what I saw. And that's an extremely important first step for me. Anyway, I'm gonna make them very wiggly. Little ghosts around her, just wiggling around, having a grand old time. Gotta kind of wrap around here. I always draw it a little bit too long. I'll go back and erase. Oh yeah, something like this. I'm seeing if I like this location. I need to think about it for a second. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Let me take a look at how they actually look. They're just like long, skinny snakes, right? They sure are. All right. I will check how they are. Some of the other ones here, but it looks like I can pretty much draw whatever shape I want. As long as they've got the little round head part. So yes, like this should be just fine. I kind of want his little head peeking down this way. But like it's just coming out of the sleeve here. Something like that. I'm just gonna make them very snake-like because I think snakes are cute. I think snakes are absolutely adorable, and they get such a bad rap. And it's such a shame. Okay, now I just kind of want to make them a little bit more wiggly. So I'm gonna add a little wiggle right here. And a little wiggle over here. Yeah, there we go. That's a nice little wiggle. That's a pretty good little wiggle. And then I want him to get a little bit skinnier over on the side here. Not too skinny. I don't want it to look like this is the end of his tail. I want to make it look like he's wrapping around her. But I do want it to get a little bit skinnier. I don't know, something like that should be okay. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good shape. And then I also had one up by her head, and I still kind of like that. But I remember struggling pretty hard to get it to actually look right, but I have some ideas here. So, this one's gonna go behind her head. But in order for me to draw that properly, I kinda want to... I need to draw on top of her head, so this way I know which way it's spinning and stuff. So maybe something like that. Let's just messy erase here. I don't know, do I like it? No, not really. Okay. I like the idea. The idea is correct. I'm gonna go move all of this up here. Just because I want this one to be able to go above her hair, so I'll put it on top and I'll just make sure that this guy ends up underneath the sleeve by the time I'm done. Or maybe I don't. I don't know. I'll leave it untouched for now, but he's gonna be going underneath the sleeve. It's just a matter of where this one that's gonna be going around her head actually ends up. That's what I have to decide here. and whether or not I want it to wrap around her head like this, or if I want to do something else. I don't know. How do I feel about it? I want the ghost up here, though, okay? That much I know. There needs... There's the one on her waist, and then I want there one to be one by her head. The problem is that I can't get the one by her head to look good. And thus it is flailing time. Yay! I don't know, man. Let's see. How's that? Do I like it curling around her head like that? Now, do I need it to wiggle out by her eyes a little bit more? Okay, maybe... Okay, let's bring it back down to below the sleeve here. And I'm gonna try something else. The head needs to be on this side because this one has its head over here, so this one needs to be over here. That's just the rules, okay? Trust me. But maybe what I actually want is... we'll put his little head over there, and... it'll go behind her head, so trust me, this'll make sense. Something like that? No, that's no good. I don't want it covering her face that hard. So in that case, maybe I want the tail to go this way. So this way, the little ghostly tail's on top of the hat instead of on top of her face. And then I'll compensate for the hair, it's fine. That's a little better. And... Okay. Got something going here. I'll let its little head kinda come down over here on top of her sleeve. And then I'll let it wiggle a little bit. Good old liquefy tool helping me out here. Okay, that's cute. That's a lot better. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty cute. I'm gonna stare at it for a second and make sure that I actually like it, and it's not just my brain being like, it's fine, don't worry about it. My brain's not prone to doing that, but sometimes I can get a little bit annoyed when I don't know what to do. So I don't trust it. Never trust your brain. It's a liar. First thing you learn when you learn how to draw stuff, that your brain lies to you and you have to pick apart those lies in order to properly capture what something looks like. So, while I look away for a moment and we see whether or not my brain is lying to me or not, I'm actually going to go hide my ghosts once I remember where I put them. I should really close some of these. Let's just close some of these groups. This way I don't have to scroll as much. There we go. And now it's time for the butterflies. This is what made me want to draw all this in the first place. That's specifically why I picked Yuyuko, because I thought that her butterflies would look fantastic in this style. And yet, I have not drawn a single butterfly. It's okay, one thing at a time. And that said, just from a process perspective, I think that maybe I should have started drawing them when I finalized the pose, but that didn't happen. So, anyway, let's see. How are the butterflies going to come out of that fan? You know, I think what I got looks okay. I mean, idea-wise, not drawing-wise, of course. But yeah, no, I think this should be alright. Just kind of have them go whoosh. Whoosh. Oh, I have the layer locked, so I cannot whoosh properly. But yes, whoosh, and I'll be spinning. I think that could look pretty good. And then maybe I'll draw some back here, so this way I can continue the spin. Still have no idea what I want to do with the background. Only thing I know is foreground. But honestly, with what I've got going, the simple gradient in the background might end up just being fine. There's not very much of it. Like, she takes up most of the space here. I've got a nice border. I'm gonna have some butterflies. Like, it might be fine. Okay, I'm gonna go look at some pictures of butterflies. One moment here. Actually, I think I'm gonna do that thing again where I save my reference and open it up here. Give me just a moment. I have to find them first. Let me find her spell card list here, and I'll grab the ones from Immaterial and Missing Power, because I think those are the ones that look the best. Where are you? Here we are. Okay. Okay. Yep, there we go. Let me just save this image real quick. And come in here. I will be right back while I load this image. So let me, I don't know, maybe I should just pull myself up here for a second. Oh, look at me being all disembodied. Okay. I have to remember buttons. Okay, yeah, yep, this is fine. We don't have to go into full BRB mood. I'll just, I will find my lower half in just a moment. It's fine. Okay, there we go. Drop back down here where I belong. Sitting on top of all my layers. All right. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger, and I want to draw a butterfly like this. Got an eyelash in my eye somehow. Oh wow, that actually hurt. Okay. So much like I did with the pattern on the fan, I'm actually gonna draw this in black first. And I want it to be symmetrical. And we're also going to hide Yuyuko in her entirety so that this way I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Okay. We got butterflies. I'll let Yuyuko come back in just a little bit. So they kind of have this body in the middle. Let's see. I kind of want to make sure I can see how big it is. I want it to be a little bit larger than I would draw it. And I'm going to turn this into a pattern that I copy and paste in various places. I am not going to draw 50 individual butterflies. That sounds like hell. So I'm going to take my sweet time getting this right. Because it's going to be repeated everywhere. So I see that it has like a little head shape. Then it gets narrow for a second. Again, just looking at the very center of a butterfly here. And I'm gonna call you Butterfly Base. Okay. Just keep this on a separate layer from where the rest of the butterflies will go. Okay, I think that's fine. I'll smooth some of this out later just so I don't get caught up in it like I just was. Because I could get caught up in smoothing things that don't matter for a very long time if I allow myself to. Thus is the nature of my brain, and I kind of hate it sometimes. But I know my nature. Okay, and then it gets kind of long at the bottom. Is that the kind of shape? I think it's a little bit too long there. So let's just go ahead and squish it. Yeah, that's a little bit better. A little bit larger in the head area. And then I want to straighten out the side here. Okay, that should be perfect. Now then, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the wings. I am terrified. Alright, here we go. Nope, no good. They point up that way. They very much point upward. They really even point upward more than that. Okay. This is a moment where maybe it makes more sense to trace this, but I kind of want to try to draw it just because I can. I want to get good at these things, and I do think that I am pretty good at following references very, very closely. I do think that is one thing I can do very, very well. Okay, then we go out. And let's see, the top part of the wing actually kind of connects up here, so I was worried that I was making it too tall, but I think I have it about right. And you can see that I'm doing this on a, well, I guess you can't, my head is kind of in the way, huh? But I am doing this on a separate layer from the base, so that this way I can more easily edit things. I'm gonna go ahead and make them just a little bit thinner. Connect it properly at the spot there, and then I have a little helper, my body is on top of it, that lets me align things to the center. There, it's a nice little Krita plugin. I hope that they make it a proper feature someday, but for now, you know, this plugin does what I need it to do, so. So even after I kind of resize things like that, I'm able to get it back into the dead center with that little helper. It's just a little script that I imported a while back, and I use it all the time. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Does need to be cleaned, but that's fine. I can clean that. I'm gonna go ahead and make a new layer. And now we'll do the lower part. How exactly does this look? Kind of round. I did not make this round enough. This is exactly why I'm doing it on a different layer, so that this way I can go and sculpt this shape. Get it exactly the way that I want it to be. Exactly the way that I want it to be. Okay, this one's pointing out a little bit too much. I want it to go more downward. And this is the kind of thing that I look at when I'm trying to copy a pattern very closely. Angles and shapes. It's basically what it amounts to. Super, super basic stuff that just Never seems like it should be as hard as it is. One moment. Got a cough. Look, someday my allergies will let me go, but that day, unfortunately, not today. Let's see. These top wings, I think, need to be a little bit taller. Okay, that seems pretty good. So now let's do the antennas. I'm going to do them on a different layer as well. They just kind of... They go out in like this super exaggerated way. I think that's actually a little bit too big, but that's the idea. Too close to the middle. If I shape this better, I think this will be great. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna go clean up this shape. And after that, I will worry about all the little patterns inside. So let me look at the thickness of the lines here. This is... I think I know exactly what to do. It's gonna be great. It really is. I'm so excited. Okay, so we got the little head here, got the little body here. Since I have this all separated out, I'm gonna go ahead and smooth out each piece individually. I kind of want to make sure that the center part is looking really good before I start fixing up the wings here. Because now I know the center part is good. So I can trust anything that comes out of that center part. Okay, and I will just kind of round it out there. Because yeah, looking at this, this is pretty round. It gets a little bit flat right here, near the top, before spiking back out. So now I'm just trying to get the line thickness where I want it. And I do need to smooth the outside of this one. Kinda comes in a little bit more here though. Kinda like this. Got a little shape like that to it. No. It's... I know what I'm trying to do, but it's not concave. Like, it doesn't dip inside. I think that actually just made things worse. So let's back it up here. That happens sometimes. Thank goodness for Control Z. Okay, there we go. I think it might have just been a case of my brain being a little bit dyslexic and telling me the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. It does that sometimes. Told you guys, your brain cannot be trusted. Don't listen to it. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it, but don't take its word for anything. Because it tells you a lot of things that are blatantly false. Brains are kind of the worst. It's kind of like that meme of brains are the most important organ, according to the brain. It just gets to cheat because it's where all your thoughts come from. Okay, I really want the shape to be super clean. So I'm gonna spend some extra time making sure that it's really clean. And I don't know. I don't like how much it droops there. It, like, goes out here and then comes back in. A little bit more like that, maybe. No, not quite like that. I just gotta get that out and then in feeling right. So it, like, actually kind of connects here. So this should be a little bit sharper. The angle on it, I mean, should be a little bit sharper. So I feel like it connects, like, right there. And it kind of does a thing like this. I might have an easier time if I make this a proper circle. So let me give myself a white circle template here. And I'll draw around that. Needs to be a little bit larger. Okay. And then I just have the little spot that comes out here. Just kind of coming right off the top of the circle. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's see if that's any better. Yeah, that's a lot better, actually. Okay, cool. Needed more circles. I told you guys, circles are great. Okay, I don't think I need that anymore. So I will just even out the shape a little bit. Smooth out the lines. And then I think I'll be good to go. Okay, this seems all right. Let me zoom out to 100% and make sure all is well. Little blobby in a few places. Let's fix those blobs. This is important because I'm going to be copy and pasting this for like every butterfly here. So this isn't like where I just touch up one area and, you know, if it's not like super smooth, it's fine. This is going to be all over the picture. So I don't want to be leaving things in places that I'm unhappy with, because otherwise I'm just going to see it again and again and again and again. It'll just be infinite butterflies and infinite sadness. Okay. Bottom wings. Fortunately, I think this shape looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty much like what I'm trying to copy there, so I'm gonna call it good. Let's see, does it kind of go into the butterfly? It's the top wings there? I think so. Now I just gotta get some of these lines thicker. They need to be about as thick as these ones, or... No, they definitely do get thinner at the bottom. Yeah, 100%. Okay, no wonder I drew them so much thinner. Like, if you truly empty your mind and really just copy what you see and let your eyes take over and don't let your brain have any say in anything, you notice details that you never thought possible. So my eyes observed that the lines were thinner, and so I just unconsciously drew them thinner. So if you can get good at telling your brain to move over, then, you know, stuff like that'll happen to you too. You can trust what you drew to some extent. Like, a lot of the time, there's a reason things turned out the way that they did, and it's not just because you suck. But there is something in your sight that it's still trying to capture, so... That's where being able to turn off the brain just a little bit is pretty useful. Alright, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit just to really get those last few areas. I feel like the line should be a little bit thinner on this side. So I will do that. Get it nice and thin at this point as well. Maybe a little bit rounder at the bottom rather than pointy like I have it. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, I think that's good. Let's get the antennas. The antennas... Let's see. How do I want to do this? So we have this big, thick little circle right here. And then the way this should bend is a little bit closer to those circles. You can see this is actually, they're actually quite close to each other. And then I don't want this to come out quite so much. There we go. And then I just bring it all together. The lines here are pretty thick. I'd say they're about... No, they're not quite as thick as these. But to be fair, I don't have the line thick enough right here, so... That's probably throwing off my proportions there. Man, those lines are super thick. Wow. It's alright. I'm gonna do my best to imitate what is there. So we will have super thick lines there. Alright. And it should be about the same thickness down here. So I do not want it to get thinner. Okay, and all this seems fine. Let me just get rid of the last couple of blobs here. And then I will merge all of these together. And now it's time for the little patterns that are on the inside. So there's like this thick line doing something like this. Kind of a little bit curved. That's definitely closer. There we go. And then there's this squiggly line that kind of runs from here, doing something like this. I think that's probably fine. With 3 circles. 2, 3. All right, seems good. Yeah, I think that's fine. Now let's see, for the lower wings, it kind of has some opacity shenanigans, and I don't really want that for what I'm doing here. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something kind of similar, make sure that it follows the same kind of pattern. And I'm just going to draw some lines. And I'm gonna kind of make it like this instead. Assuming I can actually draw the pattern that is in my head here. So yeah, it kind of has those two big circles on the side there. While still being kind of filled in. So I think that should be good. I think that should be fine. So there we go. We got our first butterfly. I don't think I need the reference anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and clear it. We'll come put Yuyuko back. There we go. Here's my butterfly. Ooh. Alright, I think I drew it too small, which is unfortunate. Okay, let me make it a little bit bigger. Probably gonna have to go over it one more time, but about how big do I want it? The biggest one. I doubt I will ever need anything larger than that. So I'll go ahead and put it back in the middle, and I'll go ahead and get rid of the anti-aliasing here. Unfortunately, when mistakes are made like that, there's nothing much you can do than just go back and fix it, I guess. Unfortunately, I like what I drew, so all I really have to do is go back and smooth out the edges. You can see how much crisper it is, like, for here versus here. So that's why I always take the time to go back and fix these things. I do think it makes it a very noticeable difference. Yuyuko needs to get out of the way for a second again while I fix this. It's another one of those things where people may not be able to notice that I did it, but I bet they would notice if I didn't. I feel like there's a lot of things in art like that, of just little polished things. Little polished things. Yeah, and like here it looks really bad. Considering how much of my styles rely on nice, just super crisp lines, I really do like to go back and fix them. It is worth it. But at least I only have to do half, because I can still mirror it to the other side. These dots I'm just going to redraw in their entirety. I think that'll be easier than trying to salvage what I had there. Always a bit sad when I go and realize that I just drew something too small. I have to spend some time fixing it. Okay, I think that should be pretty good there. Let's fix some of these interior lines here. I will be erasing over some of them just because I think it's easier to get the smooth stroke and then redraw it. I think that's easier than trying to keep things smooth and keep whatever I had drawn there before. Like, it's fine. I'll just draw it again. It's not really that big a deal. It's like I got rid of those 3 dots. I figured it'd be easier just to redraw them than it would be to erase around them and try to keep a circular shape. Okay, and here we go. Top half. The inside here, I might just redraw from scratch, to be honest. Yeah, I think that'll be easier than trying to salvage all that. Unfortunate, but I gotta do what I gotta do. And that did tell me that the idea was quite good. So that makes me happy. Okay. There we go. I think I have fixed up this top area. Let's go ahead and put the dots back. There's one like right here. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna make them perfect circles. Here. 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 There we go. I think perfect circles works just fine here. And then I just want to touch up a few of these areas. Said I want to make this look nice and vectorized. So it needs to be very, very clean, and Windows keeps nagging me about restarting my computer, and I do not appreciate it. Look, it's fine. I'm sure you're very concerned about all the security vulnerabilities that I must have from not restarting my computer, but it's fine. I know how to protect myself. All will be well. I'm not actually sure what this round of updates is doing. I haven't looked. I just hate restarting my computer, so I generally only do it when things are breaking. So oftentimes my updates can be sitting there for months because I know how to make Windows turn them off, basically. You have to pull some shenanigans, but you can do it. Windows is not my mom. Can't tell me what to do. It's my computer, dang it. Okay. I'll make down here thinner. And let it all come out here. And I do think I will draw my interior pattern on another layer again. Just because I don't trust myself to get it right the first time. Patterns can be pretty difficult, so... I like to let myself be able to make mistakes with them. It makes it a bit less anxiety-inducing. Look, sometimes I like to live on the edge. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, if I don't get it right this time, it's gonna be really inconvenient to go fix. So I either am more careful or I just live with whatever it is that I drew. And I do think that there is some merit to that. But at the same time, sometimes I just want to chill out and make my life easy. I'd actually say most of the time I prefer to do that. So... that's where drawing on another layer is nice. So that way if I mess it up, I can erase it nice and easily. Okay, there we go, making that less pointy. Now I'm just gonna work out the last couple of blobs, and then I think it'll be good. You can see I'm still trying to keep this super... ultra clean. I really do want this to look like a vector shape. Someday I will learn how to use Inkscape and make actual vector drawings. I think Krita can do it too. Yeah, it has a pen tool, and Krita can probably do vectors as well. Someday I will learn how to do that, and then I won't have to pull as many shenanigans as I currently do. Alright. Let's go ahead and do the center again. Trying to remember how I did it. It was something like this, right? Yeah, because there's like a circle here and a circle here. So I'm going the wrong direction. I actually want to be... Yeah, there we go. Clean lines means quiet Planckera. Give me a moment. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. And that is a much better size. Okay. Now then, I'm gonna start positioning them. So the basic idea... I'm never gonna touch this base. I'm always gonna have one copy that just... It just does that. And I want the butterflies to be large, kind of going over here. Maybe not that large, but I'll start with that. So we're gonna let them fan out. Here, I'm gonna have like a group of 4, I think. And they will fan out like this. So then, yeah, I think I'll merge these together. Duplicate again. This way I don't have to be copy and pasting them every single time, and it's not quite that painful. Put them here. And after a while, I'm going to start putting some perspective on all of this, and that's when things are going to start getting interesting. But for now, I just kind of need to get them all going, and I don't think I want them to be quite that dense. Okay. One more, I think. Okay, and now I'm gonna merge all of those, and it is time. It is time to get the kind of shapes I want. Whoa there. Kind of want it to look like it's coming out of the top of the fan here, so going to adjust these guys up there until it's doing that. Okay, that's good for a start. Now I'll do some shenaniganry with the perspective tool. Get them to make the kind of shape that I want, and so also that they will not just overlap her face in an unpleasant way. Because her face is cute. I want her face to be highly visible. A little wing over the chin I think is fine, and will actually be good for showing perspective. Okay, I think that should be good. Let's invert the color. And I will just keep messing around with various transforms until I get the kind of pattern that I want. So I think it'll be something like that. That seems pretty okay. And then I want maybe, like I said, I'm not sold on this idea, but I'm gonna put some behind her too. This is where I say in theory. I think I can get behind this. Maybe? I don't know. I'll go ahead and hide those ones for now. Alright, so this is where things get interesting again. So, I want them to glow. And I'm not sure if I'm going to have them white with a colored glow or colored with a light with a white glow. And I hit the wrong one. I want outer glow. Here we are. I haven't decided yet. So for now, I'm going to try the colors and see if I can make that look good. And if I cannot make that look good, then I'll just make it white. You know, it'll be fine. Unfortunately, you guys can't see my layer style window, which is a bit unfortunate, but I should look into how to fix that, actually. At the very least, you can see the effect. So yeah, that kind of glow is nice. And the best part is that if I decide that I want this to look a little bit different, the glow will follow it. Okay. Let's go. Time to figure out how I'm gonna do this. So, I'm gonna go look at some pictures again, but I'm pretty sure she has like 4 different colors of butterflies. She's got like the pink, the blue, the green, the yellow. But I want to double check, so I'm going to go look at some spell card pictures again once I remember where they are. There they are. Let me just take a look. Okay, yeah. The idea is in my head. So let's see if I can make this happen. So yes, a bright supersaturated yellow sounds fantastic. And the last one will be a bright supersaturated purple. Maybe a little bit more of a blue purple than a red purple. There we go. Then in the middle, there's going to be some pink and blue. So this is probably going to look kind of ugly, actually. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're going to do colored and stick with the white glow. I think I'll have a much better time. Anyway, let's go ahead and color some of these. So I'm gonna go with the super loud pink. Oh, that's actually too dark. Wow. All right. So we gotta go extreme pastel here. No problem. Yeah, that's just too dark. I mean, I'm at maximum brightness, but the nature of pastels is that they tend to have a lot of white in them. Now let me color this first layer. And I'll see if I can find a color I like for these guys. Okay, I guess that's fine. Let's see, what do I want next? Maybe yellow? Yellow sounds good. And I'll fix all the colors and stuff. I'm just trying to find a pattern that I like here. I'll do some purple. I think I want the purple to be on the edge. I think that'll be nice. I don't like that purple. So I'm going to use my hue saturation here. That's going to change all of them, but I'll just pick the color and then undo it and repaint everything with the color I picked. This is something that I do often. I think that's pretty good. There we go. Now I just repaint with the color that I picked, and there we go. And now let's do a green one. I don't think this color is going to look good, but... Oh no, it's perfect. Okay, cool. Alright. I'm still not quite happy with the shape. So I'm gonna go bring it into the mesh a little bit more. And try to kind of perfect that. That's just nice because it'll let you do some pretty nice things with the curves. Okay, I want to make the glow a little bit more noticeable. Right now, I think it might be a little bit too small, and maybe I just need to put a stroke around it too. I'm not sure, but we'll try. Gonna mess with the glow a little bit more first. Okay. That seems a little bit better. Let me try adding a stroke here. That's just gonna put a nice little line around there, and I think it'll make it look a little bit more glowy. Which is weird, because in theory this should make it look less glowy, but it'll make the outer edge more defined. And then if I just focus on making the glow, like, extra glowy, and give it a little bit more, let it spread out a bit more, and just all that good stuff, I think that'll make the glow look a little bit nicer. Okay, there we go. This is getting closer to what I want. Okay. And at this point, I'm just going to be messing with placement and all that good stuff. I want it to look a little bit more like it's coming, like the ones in the back are coming out of the fan a bit more. I'm just going to select them. Because right now, they don't quite give me that impression. And you can see that I'm not really using the liquefy tool anymore. I don't think it's appropriate for what I'm trying to do anymore. It is not the right tool for the job. Liquefy is great early on, but I do feel like for more controlled touches like this, it's actually not that great. Okay, that's not quite doing what I want either. So I'm just gotta fiddle with this for a little bit and see if I can get it moving the direction that I want. I might have to just, like, manually select a few and put them in place. But I can do that. But if I can move them as a group, it'll save me a bit of trouble. Okay, so something like that, and then I will take this row specifically, being very careful where I select here, and just kind of put them in a little bit more of a sensible place here. Oh, no. I wondered what I did with my free transform there. Okay, and now I just kind of, I want to make this curve that they're all following just a little bit smoother. Just a little bit smoother. And then, like, this little purple guy here, I think he should be rotated just a little bit. So they kind of starts going over there, and then this guy at the end needs to kind of rotate and come out like this. There we go. I don't know, can I get away with Making them a little transparent. Oh yeah. Yes, I can. I dig it. Okay. So all I did was set that layer to hard light, and I think it looks pretty good. I'll have to undo that when I go back and fix the colors, but that's fine. I know it looks good, so I will go ahead and work with it without that effect in place until I am totally happy with what I have. And then once I have all the colors right and all that good stuff, then I can go in and actually and put that effect in. All right. Nice when things work out. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and fix the colors now. I guess I'll go ahead and... well, no, I'll do the colors first. And then I'll go ahead and smooth out some of the pixel distortion and stuff that happened. Just, you know, from using so many different transforms on this. And then I just need to figure out how to make the stained glass. I'm not quite sure I'm going to do that yet. I see that part of this got cut off. And I'm not sure what you are. You definitely should not be there. Might have to do that in a few places. I would not be surprised if my manual transformations had some trouble in a couple of areas. But first, colors. One thing at a time. Okay, and these ones are almost good too. I'm gonna check my layer style real quick because it's looking like I did not bring the opacity on the stroke up to 100%, and indeed I did not. I think it's also a little thick. So I'm gonna lessen it by a couple of pixels. Okay. So let's go ahead and clean up the edges a little. And I might need a second layer to kind of round out the stroke going around it. I might. I'm not entirely sure yet. So here I'm going to be a little bit less particular than I was when I was doing the base, because the base just determined everything, and this is just one little butterfly in a sea of them, so it's fine. I just don't want things to be super duper pixelated. That's the downside to making heavy use of transform tools. They do kind of pixelate your drawing a little. I still think it's easier to do it like this than to draw each individual butterfly. So I'm just gonna go over the edge real quick. Doesn't take long at all. Look how much nicer it looks when I do. Watch those jagged edges just vanish. Then I have to figure out what I'm going to do about the line. I think the stroke going around it is probably sufficient for the white line. But I might add a couple of interior ones. Or I might not. We shall see. After I clean up all this stuff. Fortunately, the ones in the back got it the worst, and those are the smallest. Those are the smallest ones. And just due to their size, they tend to be a little bit less noticeable than they otherwise could be. You can see I'm being way less of a perfectionist than I was when I was doing the base. I think this is fine for these ones. And I'm also considering changing the green ones to be blue. I think both colors would work fine here, and I'm not sure if I like the green. But I can still straighten it out because once I have it all straightened out, all I have to do is lock the layer and I can change the colors as many times as I want. So I can experiment with all kinds of colors if I so desire. It's a nice thing. And you guys finally get to see what's been sitting in my head all this time. Because every time I looked at this picture, I did see these butterflies. I did see them. They were in my mind's eye. They were there. But now they're real, and now everyone can see them. And they'll be out here forever. Okay, no, the further out I go, the less I feel like it needs some of these little little bits of touching up that I do. You can see this one is not all that pixelated. The ones out here I think look pretty okay. Although the stroke does make me think maybe they need a little bit more sharpness. Oh yeah, it does actually look a lot better, a little bit sharper, doesn't it? Ooh. Okay, maybe I'll go over them a little bit more thoroughly. But I'll leave it there for now. And if I decide I want to go over them a little bit more thoroughly, then I can. Yeah, the green is the only one that I'm not sure on. The rest I think look pretty okay. So let's kind of get them to their final state here. Yeah, I think that's probably good. And actually, I'm starting to think that if I add the butterflies to the background, that is just going to be a little bit too busy. So I think that the ghosts might actually be good. Man, on the schedule, I said that I'd be drawing Yuyuko all week, but, I might actually finish it today. Oh, wouldn't that be fantastic? I'll take it. Because, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let's see here. I'm still not entirely satisfied with something. Not entirely sure what it is, but it's something. Maybe it's the shape. I think that's actually a lot better. Yeah. It's following the curvature that I have set for, like, literally everything else here a little bit better. And now none of it's covering her face, so she's nice and framed. Okay, let's go draw some ghosts. Let's see, Mr. Ghost. I think I want you a little bit higher up here. The tail, on the other hand, was fine down here. No, I definitely want you going into her hats. This way we can see the nice little curly end of your tail. Okay, seems good to me. Cool. Let's get those clean. And let me take one more look at what they look like. But I think they're just, yeah, they're just little blobs. They got a little shadow, but they're mostly just little blobs. All right. I'll shade them after. They're just little blobs. Okay. And the best part is they're supposed to be a little bit wavy, so it's fine if I don't get the edge perfectly clean. Nonetheless, I don't know, I'm too used to drawing edges like this. And I also don't want the edges to be blurry, no matter what. So, to an extent, it'll probably be cleaner than it needs to be. It's fine. I definitely don't want it to be blurry. That would just be deeply unfortunate. Okay. I think that's a pretty good little wiggle. Let's go ahead and select her hair. And I'll start slicing it off here so that this way it does not overlap that. There we go. Yeah, now it looks like it's going behind her hair and stuff. Okay, let's get the end here. We'll give this a proper little wiggle. I'm actually just going to erase the entire tail here and give it a nice... I'll give it a nice little wiggle here. Look at that nice little wiggle. Gotta get those little wiggles right. They make everything just a little bit more fun, I think. So this part will be going above her hat until we get back here, where it's going to go behind her hat again. Okay, I think that's good. So I'll go ahead and select her hat and erase there. A little bit choppy on that edge right here. So let's go and make that a little bit cleaner. That's the... Selections will do that sometimes. I actually want to double check my little bits over here. But no, I think it looks fine on this side. It doesn't really look that choppy. Okay. There's one little ghost. Time to get the other one. Man, I thought the butterflies would take way longer, but it all just kind of worked out. So I think I can afford to just take my time on them and really make them smooth and nice looking. And I really might just keep the background like this, because I am not convinced that it needs anything else. Maybe that's exactly why. I could never figure out what to do with it. My brain just knew. It's like, the butterflies are going to be a little bit loud and busy, so you don't need to do anything. They'll take care of everything for you. Alright, for this one, I'm going to go ahead and select our clothes and erase. And there's ghost number 2. Okay. There we go. Let's shade him. So let's see. For certain parts, I think I want to use my usual mid-tone, but there's a couple of spots that I think I want to use a dark. So for the usual mid-tone, I'll just go ahead and put a dark spot at the bottom. That's just kind of how they look in all of her official art. Just vaguely cylindrical. And then over here, we're going to get a shape like this to make it look like he's kind of curving back. There we go, and I will take this dark... Actually, maybe I should just make this whole thing the dark bit. I think I will. We'll make that whole thing the dark bit. Really show off that rotation. Okay. Looks good to me. Let's get this one. Well, this one's going to be doing something like this. Yes. Just want to make sure that I get a nice little 3D effect on his little head here. And then the rest will kind of go like this. He's not curving around quite as much as the other guy. He's just wiggling. He's just a wiggling. No, I have this backwards. This side needs to come out this way, so that this way, the twisty part is right there. Perfect. This side's a little bit more twisty. All right, now let me go ahead and add that dark color to a couple of places that I think needs it, which is mostly going to be the places where they're underneath something. Right here and here. And I think that's it. Hooray! Okay, I'm gonna smooth it out a little. I don't think it needs that much smoothing. It's okay for it to be a little bit on the blobby side. I think it makes sense for the, I don't know, kind of texture on ghosts. I mean, nobody really knows what ghosts feel like, but it's fine. Don't think too much about it. But you know, even though ghosts aren't real, we kind of have a conception for what they'd feel like. Vaguely ectoplasmy, I guess. I imagine it varies a little bit depending on who's writing the ghost. And what kind of ghost they are, but this is the impression that I get from these ones, is that they are very smooth. Very smooth, very transparent, very wispy. I think I'll add a dark spot under the hair too. There we go. I think that's nice. Maybe behind her head. Okay, and here the shadow kind of switches sides. And I actually will not be adding a shadow underneath here. I'm kind of okay with it kind of merging with the hat a little bit. Because I don't want the ghosts to have a strong presence. They're supposed to be, you know, very transparent feeling. Like they're barely there at all. So I'm gonna keep that simple. Just go ahead and get the shadows here, right? Because her collar should have a presence. It's just the ghosts themselves. I want them to be very ghosty. They will get a line, though. Let's give them one. Okay. Oh man, I think this might actually end up being the final line of this picture. That's weird to think about. I mean, I'm going to be doing some touching up of the lines on the butterflies soon, in theory. But this is the last one that I have to draw, I think. Oh. Man, that's when you know you're almost done. Weird to think about. So yeah, I guess this means that I will have to start a new picture this week. This one definitely does not have 4 episodes left in it. I'll just go through and put the last one on here. This one, I mean, I just got done saying that I wanted the ghost's presence to be fairly thin. So I don't want it to be very thick. This one I'm keeping nice and thin. Nice and simple. Not much to it. But fortunately the ghosts are pretty small, so... And it's okay if they're a little bit wavy and blobby. I don't know, when I look at these ghosts, they look kind of blobby to me. Just cute little blobs. So I don't actually mind the edges being a little bit rougher than I normally make them, like here. There's a little blob right there. Normally I'd go and touch that up, but I think it's perfect for these guys, so it's gonna stay. I just need to go all the way around. And you'll also notice that I'm not putting any shadows from, like, the border here. No petal shadows. No branch shadows. And that's because in this little world, that border does not actually exist. It's not real. It's just decoration. So it does not affect the person in the picture. And that's why nowhere have I put shadows cast from the flowers. And nor will I. Shadows are reserved for real things. Okay, we can barely see the white line here, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I'm just gonna put it on. I want to make sure that that's not like super thick, and there are limits. I want it to exist, but I mean, even zoomed in this close, I can't really see it, so I'm not going to be overly concerned. But I do think it'll make a small difference, so I'm still going to take the time to put it on. I'm just not going to take a bunch of time to really smooth it out. So this is super duper blobby. It's driving my brain a little bit insane by not going back and fixing it, but I genuinely think it's fine. Brain can go a little bit insane. It can deal with it. So now I just need to go put a quick line around the shadows, and once again, brain can deal with it. It's fine. Even if it's a little bit blobby, it will be barely visible, so I'm not going to spend a bunch of time touching it up. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's go do the other one. I'm gonna go reinvert the colors just so I don't get super stuck on things. Okay. Now we just go all the way around again. For the last time. Oh man, that's wild to think about. That is wild to think about. You know, it's funny, a lot of the time when I'm almost done with the picture, I can still just barely believe it, because I'm just like, okay, I probably have like 50 million things to do here, just knowing me. But then I don't, and I'm like, whoa. Okay, cool. Basically, I'm just terrible at estimating time with art. There was a time, like, a couple of years ago where I was thinking about doing commissions. But when it came down to it, I was just so paranoid about my ability to estimate how long it would take me to do something that I just kind of became afraid to do it. I'd probably be the type that just made overly long deadlines for myself just to make sure that I could absolutely get it done in that time. And then I'd hand it off to you like 2 weeks or a month early and be like, okay, I finished it. Here you go. And have my clients be surprised in a good way instead of just wondering what's taking me so long. All right, last little tail. It's almost there. Almost. I might need to... I'm gonna have to adjust some of the colors underneath here, but that's fine. I can do that. And actually, I don't think I did the white side on the main body, so I'll have to go back and do that. Alright, let's invert the color so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get this nice little tail all done. Look at him go, being all ghost-like. Alright, looks good to me. Well, my brain just flails a little bit from some of the extra blobbiness, but you know what? Brain can deal. Brain can deal. It's not quite happy with the level of perfection, but I don't know, man. This line is just near invisible, so it's fine. The only reason it's getting painted at all is because I said near invisible, not completely invisible. Otherwise, I might even just skip it, but nah, I do see the difference, so it's still getting painted. Okay, now we go all the way around. Time for the shadow. That's too thick. That is fine. My hand wiggled at the end there, but you know, that is fine. Don't worry, brain. That I will let you clean. That is maybe a little bit too silly looking. Pop. Way too thick. Pop. Okay. There we go. I think that should be fine. Now let's just go and make sure that everything is colored in the lines, and I'm gonna call that good. I will definitely call that good. I think this looks pretty fantastic. I am so happy with how this picture turned out. Feels good. Oh, wait, no, that should have all be... Huh, I drew it like that, huh? Well, that's fine. I can say it like that, I guess. I don't feel like fixing it, so it's fine. Alright. Smooth out these little color spots that are going out the edge here, and... that'll do it. And I can go and spend the rest of the time touching up butterflies. I've got about an hour to do that, so I guess I'll just spend the rest of today getting that good, and... yeah. That'll be the end. Okay. Let me see, I'm gonna go take one last look at the background color before I declare it done, since that's kind of what the butterflies will look like. Don't mind that some random ghosts just appeared. That happens with layer effects sometimes. It's fine. Man, I have so many good options. Unironically, I think I can make pretty much any color work. But I do think I like it kind of around the warm purples. But I'm gonna just scan back and forth until I'm happy. Because, I mean, somewhere around here I thought looked pretty good, too. Do I want it to be like a nice blue sky? I could see it. Have it more like out here. Yeah, now you can't see anything. And I like it a little bit duller than that, I think. So yeah, blue sky, not it. But the purple looks nice. A little bit of a warm purple, kind of leaning pink. I do like just being able to mess with the colors like this. I consider like the hue saturation sliders, you know, the thing that comes up when you hit Control U on your keyboard, to be the liquefy tool of colors. You can just kind of mold it until it looks exactly as you want. I'm gonna try something. So this is gonna look weird for a second, but hear me out. I'm gonna see what it looks like when I have the dark color on top. Does that get closer to what I want? Because in my previous gradient, I had the light color on top and the dark color on the bottom, because that kind of simulates the sky. Like, when you go out in real life, the sun is in the sky, so generally, the light colors are on top. But maybe what I actually want is for the dark color to be on top. It's a little bit weird, but maybe it'll look good. It's okay, this is what science is for. Just testing things out. Alright, I feel like that blue is just so close, but it doesn't quite hit what I want. Okay, no. Light up top is better. Just don't know if purple is right. Colors are hard. I just don't really like any of them. Purple is definitely the best, though. Purple, definitely the best. I guess that's good. I don't know, maybe I can also try something, like, I don't think I need the butterflies back there. I don't know, maybe they do look nice. Oh no, circle does not go in overlay. Circle stays normal. Butterflies is what I wanted to try on overlay. Okay, I can see something going here. Yeah, I can see something going here. Let me just poke around with it then. It's gotta follow the flow, though. That's the important part. Right now, I'm just looking in this corner. And then everything like up here, I want to get rid of. Okay, yeah, I can use this. I think this is pretty all right. I think I want to make it a little bit more subtle, but the idea is there. Okay, let's go merge these together, and then we'll just lower the opacity quite a lot. Just let it be a little tiny texture. Maybe what I actually want is... I'll try setting it to multiply. That's going to make them be completely invisible. But I'll make them come back in just a sec. I'm going to color them. Okay, maybe with light purple. Okay, so now I have something colorized. So I can kind of adjust it until I get the kind of effect I want. And I just want it to be kind of subtle, you know? Not much to it. Yeah, I guess something like that is good. And I think down here needs to be a little bit darker, so I will select a darker color and just very lightly paint over them. Okay, I like it. Yeah, I think that's good. Just adds a little bit more going on there. Okay, back to the glowing butterflies here. Is there anything else I really want to do with them? But no, I think this is about where I want it to be. So I guess I'll just make them a little bit smoother. I got some time. I'll just smooth them out until the end of stream. It's like, look, I've got the hour here, so let's just go in and really make them nice. Yeah. I think it'll be good. Just clear out any stray pixels and the like, and bring up that degree of perfection just a little bit higher. Strictly speaking, I'm not convinced this is necessary, but I don't really want to start on a new picture today, so here we are. We will just let my brain have a day where I just say, okay, brain, you can be as much as a perfectionist as you want. I'm gonna go turn off the glow for just a second so I can see a little bit better. This doesn't follow the exact pattern that I had before, but I think that's okay. I think that's totally fine. I can kind of see why I didn't bother trying to salvage the circles before. It's actually harder to do so, but here I'm gonna keep them like that because they're in perspective and the very, very specific kind of perspective I was going for. That's kind of the same with everything. I won't be clearing much of anything because here it's actually more important that they stay in relatively the same position than they look super clean. Because all of this was very deliberately chosen. So I'm just gonna be going through and trying to make some of these pixels look a little bit less transparent. As you can see, even in here, I didn't clear out a lot of the stripe pixels and stuff. And it actually makes sense here, because if you remember what the original reference looked like, the stuff here kind of had a bunch of transparency shenanigans going on that I said, nope, not doing that. But, now, it kind of gets to be there, so worked out. Worked out. Feels weird to be being so particular about this, but I think it'll look good. And if I want to, I can even come back and clean it up more. But I'll go ahead and try to get all of these areas. Try to let them look as nice as I can muster. Yeah, since I got a bit of extra time. I probably don't want to erase like that, actually. Let's go ahead and just make those little circle areas a little bit more noticeable again. I'll do what I did on the other side. And now it should be a little bit safer to erase. A lot of this still looks pretty messy, but I think that is okay. It's gonna mostly fix up some of the anti-aliasing that just comes with transforming things a lot. That is mostly what I'm focused on. Let me go turn on the glow again and make sure that things are still looking good here. I should definitely do that before I declare a wing done. Just to make sure that I'm getting rid of all the stray pixels and stuff. Yeah, you can see here a lot got created as I cleaned it up. So I just want to go ahead and touch that up. With this effect, I think it's fine. I don't think I have to clean that up very much at all. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it off again just so I can see a little bit more clearly, and when it comes time to finish it off, I'll go turn the effects back on. And we'll just clean up butterfly wings for a while. This is the kind of thing that can be kind of relaxing. I admit, I think one of the reasons that it can sometimes take me a while to draw things is that I just kind of get into it and time ceases to exist. And so I'm not really thinking about it. And then I realize that I've just been messing around, touching up this one area for an hour. And I wonder how it happened. That's kind of why I've been saying that I feel like the first step to taking less time is just being aware of how much time I am taking. And having it in the back of my mind. Time really can get away from you when you're making the thing. The flow state is a magical place. If you've ever heard the term, because time really does become immaterial when you're in the right headspace. It's fantastic. It's like reality just ceases to exist. And it's a beautiful thing. Truly off in my own little universe. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this back on, and I'll just clean up the stray pixels here. No strays allowed here. Everyone must have a home. Must have a home or will be eliminated. Okay, there we go. That seems alright. Yeah, I can see which areas I considered important to touch up on my first pass here. And personally, I think I made a good call there. I think the ones that I touched up were indeed the most important ones. Man, I really like these. They're so pretty. I really like how this all turned out. I'm so happy. Can't believe I'm actually finishing it today. I'll tell you, even though I'm here straightening out these butterflies, whatever I have at the end here is indeed what I'm gonna call done, because I do consider all of this extra. It's because I don't want to end stream early. They kinda do, if I'm being honest. And indeed, I just want to keep being here and keep making things. I like being live. It's a good place to be. And I already have an idea for what I want to do next, so I will announce that on Twitter and the posts tab over there after stream. And I guess we'll start that on Wednesday, because tomorrow will be Dead Cells. And I do think that from here on, I might be trying to add a little bit more variety in the type of art streams that I do. And I might call for some suggestions on certain things too, so definitely keep an eye out on Twitter, the community tab, or the post tabs now, yes. It has been renamed to posts. Keep an eye out on all that, and well, you can influence the directions that the streams go, so do let me know what you want to see. I do listen. And I do read every comment that I get. So I'll go ahead and write some stuff a bit later today. But first, I'll probably take my kids to the park because they want to go. Gotta give proper attention to the tiny humans. Okay, there we go, man. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the effects back on, and I will clean up all the stray pixels. Oh, I missed some. On the yellow one. Oops. Oh, that's fine. Get that all nice and clean. And you know, it's actually going to get easier as I go forward, because I do feel like the ones in the back here are the ones that have the pixelization the worst. Because they're the ones that got distorted the worst. Alright. And this purple one is the last one in the back. Alright, and since we have plenty of time, I want to ask, how was your guys' weekend? Mine was pretty good. I took my daughter to go fly the kite she got for Christmas. It was windy enough on Friday, so we were able to go do that, and she was so happy. She'd been wanting to fly kites for a while, and I figured that it'd be the kind of thing where she'd enjoy the fantasy more than the reality. But no, she had a pretty good time. And she was really good at it. She had trouble at first. So, like, for the first bit, she was just very upset and getting very frustrated. But after a while, she kind of got the hang of it, and she did a really good job. So it was a pretty good Friday. I feel bad for her sometimes because she definitely gets frustrated and gives up very easily. I'm hoping that kind of thing will get better as she gets older. Because otherwise I am a little bit concerned about her ability to actually be able to achieve her goals, so she just gives up that soon. Be a bit sad. So I'm just hoping that her issue is that she's 5. Being 5 is pretty hard after all. I do think that a lot of adults underestimate how hard it is to be a kid. They just see their own childhood through rose-colored glasses, where they had less responsibilities. And it's true, you have less responsibilities when you're a kid, but you also have less freedom. And that's kind of the hard part. And the part that I think, well, people don't give kids enough credit. Or you just kind of stuck this eternal limbo where you can't do XYZ because you're too young, you can't do XYZ because you're too old. You know, especially for, like, teenagers. Definitely don't listen to the people that say that you're too old for things, though, because, I mean, just look at me. I'm here. Well out of my 20s. Still a VTuber. Still having a great time. Still drawing pictures. Never gonna stop. Never. But anyway, yes. We went and we flew kites, and she had a great day. She got to fly the kites, pet some dogs, play with some kids. I like watching her interact with other kids, especially some of the older ones, because she's not at all intimidated by older kids. And lately, she's been really interested in sprunky content on YouTube, which is special just because there's so much terrible content farm stuff out there. But sometimes she'll go up to other kids and just start talking about it like they know what she's talking about. It's really funny. Just looking at how confused they are while she just keeps going. and assumes that they understand. I say being 5 is hard, and I do say that, but at the same time, it seems kind of magical. Pros and cons, I suppose. God, I gotta find that energy of just not caring what people think again. Just being able to talk about all the things I like with no problem. Sounds like a good place to be. And it was really cute because yesterday they went to Grandpa's house. And with my sleep schedule fixed, I can now go too. Before I couldn't because typically they'd go in the evening and I was in bed by that time. So I've been getting to watch them and they have been having more fun with the sprinklers there. He got this big old one that kind of waves back and forth, and man, when she came inside, she was just soaked to the bone. And I did not turn off my phone. Sorry. Gotta stop doing that. But yeah, when she came inside, she was just completely soaked to the bone. Her brother stayed out of the water a bit more, so he wasn't super wet. Only a little bit. But he was cute. He pointed the hose at his face by mistake and turned it on. Because he wasn't thinking about it. He was just trying to examine it. Because something wasn't working the way he expected. And then he turned it on, just sprayed himself in the face and got very upset. I always feel kind of bad for laughing at these things, but it's so cute. It's so cute. Kids are adorable. Every one of them worthy of love. Okay, there we go. That's looking a little bit cleaner. Let's go ahead and turn the glow back on, so this way I can clear some stray pixels. Make sure that there's nothing there I don't want. Yeah, when you do a bunch of transformations on things, the anti-aliasing can get a little bit extreme, and it just leaves little semi-transparent clouds of things in various places, and it can look kind of bad if you're not careful. I'm generally not that careful, but it's fine. It's fine. And I mean, this just all looks so good. I'm so happy right now. I really am. I really love how this came out. It occurs to me that when I'm done here, I could finally take all my footage and edit it into a time lapse. We're going to be getting a lot of time lapses this week, because I've already started on another head practice off stream, and you can bet there's going to be another time lapse of that too. It'll be fantastic. And there's going to be so much stuff coming. I'm so excited for some of the things that I have planned. Just gotta wait for it. This week, I'm still going to keep fairly low-key just because I'm still kind of plotting things out. But next week, I'm going to bring a little bit more variety in here. It's going to be a good time. Man, look how much smoother those edges look. Like, compare these two wings. It does make a difference. So I'm kind of glad that I have this extra time to be able to really thoroughly go over all of this. I'm not convinced that I necessarily need to, but, you know, I'll take it. I think it'll help. Still looking forward to taking my kids to the park, though. I hope there's kids there this time. Yesterday there really wasn't. Or not yesterday, but last time we went. We didn't go yesterday. Last time we went was Thursday. And there weren't a lot of kids there. Always unfortunate when that happens. Okay, there's another little wing clean. It's actually not even as time-consuming as I thought I'd be. I mean, I'm being reasonably thorough here. And it's only been like 20 minutes. I mean, 20 minutes to only get like, what, 5 butterflies is kind of extreme, but... I'm, like I said, I'm being pretty thorough. So, it's because I knew I had a bunch of time. But look how smooth it all is. Look at how smooth that all is. It's gonna be great. The best part is, with as distorted as everything is, it's fine if everything is not completely matching or completely symmetrical in this area that I'm drawing right here. It'll still look correct, I think. We'll see if I regret my life choices or not, but I think it's fine. And if it's not, if I do regret my life choices super hardcore, well... I guess we'll be working for one more day. But I don't think I will. I think that this will all be just fine. Even if I'm being a bit messy here. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the glow back on so I can clean the pixels. And then it'll be time to move on to the next one. I feel like I'm starting to get into kind of a rhythm, honestly. And frankly, the ones back here just aren't as dirty as the ones that I was working on just a little while ago. They're a little bit cleaner. I say as I realize that I missed a bunch of spots here, but, you know, it's fine. I mean, I'm even zoomed into like 400% here. Which, you know, will pretty much always make things look 100 times worse, so... See, this is exactly why I said there was no way I was drawing all these butterflies individually. Can you imagine if I had to do that and didn't just make myself a simple base and just copy it a bunch of times? I'd still be drawing butterflies. I absolutely would be. But fortunately, I can just draw it once very nicely and then copy and paste it as many times as I want. I even still have the base if I decide I want more butterfly-related shenanigans. I don't think I do, but I can if I want to. Having the option is nice in and of itself, so... I'm trying to also make sure that I kind of keep the perspective that I had going. I'm just trying to smooth out the pixels. Get rid of some of that really bad anti-aliasing that's making everything really blurry. And I mean, you can see like the sharp edges on the pixels over there, for example. But I do think it's kind of important to try to keep the same general direction that they've got going on here. Alright. This will also make some of those pixels a little bit less transparent. So the butterflies will have a little bit more presence, I think. Still finding myself glad that it worked out that I could actually very thoroughly clean these. Instead of just kind of the just enough that I did before. Get this little antenna nice and smooth now, and then I'll move on to the next wing. Oh, I never finished all the lines here. Okay, I should do that. There we go. Much better. Much better. How many layers of butterflies do I have anyway? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and we're on layer 2. So indeed, I might not be able to get to all of them, but I don't really think that's a problem. I'm definitely hitting the ones that have it the worst off here, so... I just skip a layer, I think I did. Yeah, here we are. I was gonna say, I thought I did more of the butterfly than that. Phew. There are a lot of them, though, aren't there? I mean, I guess if I have 6 layers, then, you know, that's 24 butterflies right there. 6 layers of 4 colors. Some of them more visible than others. Okay, there we go, and I'll just go around my circles here, and we'll finish off this one. We'll finish off yet another. Let's... Actually, right here is still a little bit pixely, so let's go ahead and smooth this out just a little bit more. Okay, now let's turn on the glow again. And I'll just remove some of these strays, clean up whatever I see, and we'll move on to the next one. This is what? Gonna be the 8th of 24? So yeah, probably won't be able to touch all of them. I'll be a little bit more thorough in these ones in the back. Just because they were really, really hit hard by the anti-aliasing. And I'll probably go a little bit faster as I go forward. Okay. Last one of this row. Last one of this row. And I just hear my kids shouting about something upstairs. I can't quite make out what they're saying with my headphones on. But they're so cute. They are so cute. Lately, my son, he is 3. He also very much likes Sprunky. He has been pretending to be Orin. I'm not exactly sure what that entails, but he likes to just go around and say that he is Orin and he's a Sprunky. Repeatedly. We're talking like 10 times in 5 minutes. It's incredibly silly. Little kids are so funny. They really are. All right. How does the next layer look anyway? Yeah, next layer is definitely a little bit pixelated. As I get further on, like these ones are just a little bit blurry. So I should hopefully be able to clean those up a little bit more quickly. Or at the very least, I just don't really have to be quite as thorough. Because here, I gotta make sure that I get, like, all the pixels that are just running away. Not have stuff like this. Gotta say, though, going over all this sure is peaceful. Sure is peaceful. I do like my background music too. I listen to it along with you guys, so I am hearing the same thing that you're hearing. I don't hear myself talk though. That I think would drive me a little bit crazy. But I do like my nice little piano soundtrack. I'm glad that I was able to find some royalty-free music like this. Some of the stuff around copyright is super absurd. Super absurd. Alright, let's go ahead and get my circles back in here. And I'll draw some lines, I guess. Get that looking nice, and there we go. That should be fine. So I'll go do the other side now, and we'll start working our way back that way. Or, wait, no, that's the one I've already finished. We'll start working our... We'll go up here, and then start working our way that way. Gotta get the order of operations right here. And I think the next row is the last row that got kind of pixelated. The rest are just a little bit blurry, and that won't be quite as bad or as necessary to get super smooth. So that will be nice. I'm also kind of starting to wonder if it would have been easier to go onto a new layer and just trace them all. But I'm not sure, and I've already made the decision to do it like this, so here we are. This is fine. This is totally fine. Okay, now let's go ahead and turn the glow back on and get rid of the last stray pixels on this layer of butterflies. The last ones. So I think this is layer 2, so there's what, 4 more to go? I don't know if I can get to them all in 30 minutes, but should be able to get to most of them. Okay, that's good. Time for the next one. Phew. Man, these guys really did get super pixelated. Okay. Go around his body a little bit there and work my way around. Kinda smooth out all of this again. But yet, I feel like this one's not quite as bad off as the rest. I mean, look, I can actually kind of make out the lines that I had drawn here now. They're not just a transparent swill. Then on the next layer, are they pixelated? No, not pixelated, just blurry. So that'll be much easier to deal with. I will try to go a little bit faster on the blurry ones, though, just so hopefully I can at least touch all of them enough that none will look worse off than the others. But these guys just really needed help. They did. So I'm glad I was able to do that. Oh yeah, and I'm not sure if you guys saw the picture that I posted in my posts tab, or if you follow any of my other socials where I post art in higher quality, because let me tell you, YouTube utterly murders the quality on every image I post. So if you want to see nice looking art, do check out one of my numerous socials. Pixiv and DeviantArt do the best to keep the quality, in my opinion. So if you want to see what I see on my computer, definitely look at those. But I drew a picture of a girl with a little bit of an unpleasant smile on her face. And I have the time-lapse posted. And that was something I was trying to do to learn how to draw things a little bit more quickly. So I am hoping that from now on I will not have to flail quite as hard when I'm drawing new pictures on stream. And I'm going to keep practicing. I'm going to keep practicing and speed up my process so I can draw more things. Let me tell you, that experiment, extremely successful, so I'll actually be able to talk about what I did and how it's working out for me next stream. Oh, exciting. You guys can know what kind of black magic I have found that is finally working for me and letting me rein in the raw chaos that is my process. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So I do hope that you'll meet me there and watch me draw something new. Phew, those are some rough pixels. Alright, well, I'm glad that I can smooth them out here. Yeah, actually when I said that, what I had there wasn't that big a deal. Maybe I was exaggerating somewhat. Maybe it's actually a really good thing that I had some extra time and I was able to come back in and do this, because man, some of these look really bad. Might have been the kind of thing where I ignored it, and then next time I said, hey, we're still going to be drawing Yuyuko because I need to go back and fix all these butterflies. Looking at it, yeah, I can totally believe that happening. Well, it's okay, I'm here now. Okay, I think that's another butterfly down. So let's go clean the stray pixels again. And move on to the next one. Lots of little stray pixels in here. This place is just crawling with it. Oh, and there's little spots here that need to be filled in. Okay. And I might as well sharpen up this edge a little while I'm here. And indeed, I will move on to the next one now. Oh man, you can barely see this one at all. I think that's mostly just because it's yellow, but the blurry edges don't help. The blurry edges definitely do not help. So this is the second butterfly in this row. So even after this, I still got 2 more. But that should be the end of the super pixelated one, so that is exciting. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. Yeah, wow, this whole area looks so bad. It looks so bad. Okay, I'll fix it. It'll be all right. It won't look bad forever. I might end up wanting to completely touch up the butterflies here. So, here we go. It might have legitimately just been Cope saying that I didn't need to hit them all. Because, yes. Yes. Okay, there we go. Sometimes if you go enough, everything works out. Okay, and another wing here. Yeah, this is definitely the downside of excessive transformation tool use. It does really mess with your nice edges. It does. I still think it's easier than the alternative, though. I can't imagine working without all the transformation tools. Then I can just sculpt it out and clean it up once I know it's there. It's not that different from what most people would do with sketches. Or you draw something messy, and then you draw on top of it to refine it. Same idea. I just do it in shapes and blobs of color. So I guess what I did was my butterfly sketch, and now I'm making it look good. But I'm also kind of afraid that if I only hit half the butterflies, that it'll look even worse than if I had hit none. So, I do think I'm gonna have to go over every single butterfly here. I do think I'm gonna have to hit every single one. Make sure that all of these little blobs of colors are nice and clean. So here we go. Back in there. I think that's all the ones for this wing. So let's go clean up the antenna. And then we can move on to the green one. Well, I guess I still clean up stray pixels after I finish cleaning all this up. So, yes, we'll clean up the stray pixels and then do that. I really like these butterflies, though. I think they look pretty good. I don't think this piece necessarily needed more color, but I think it's been a welcome addition. We'll see if my future self feels like the need to change any colors. I've mentioned in the past that part of my process is legitimately not looking at the picture for a day, and then coming back to it the next day, and cleaning up everything. That's why I didn't upload the picture of the girl with an unpleasant smile until yesterday, even though I had it done on Saturday. I always wanted to look at it, and I actually did make pretty big changes to it. My initial draft, the one that I called finished, did not have any rim light. I added the rim light because I thought there was something missing, and indeed, it looks a lot better with it. So that'd be that kind of an extra bit of light on the dark side of her face. That's what I added. And I'm pretty sure I touched some stuff up in the hair, but as well. But the rim light was the big thing. So I'll be doing the same here. If I don't change anything, or if what I change is so minor, I'll probably just do it off stream. But if there's anything even remotely big, I will go ahead and make those changes on stream, just so you guys can see the kind of things that I see when I'm looking to polish up a piece. But most of the time it's super tiny and probably not worth an extra Yuyuko episode. Okay. Oh man. 2 more on this row. 2 more, and then I just get to the ones that are just kind of blurry as opposed to pixelated to hell and back. Because holy hell. These poor guys. These poor guys. Their pixels just had no idea what was going on here. You wouldn't even know that my initial copy was so sharp. And so precise. With how blurry everything is here. God, I hate it. I really, really do not like what all the transformations did here. It's super gross. Necessary, but super gross nonetheless. Okay, phew. I guess I'll go ahead and go get this lower wing before I do anything else. Okay, and from here, yeah, I guess I'll finish cleaning up over here a bit, and then it'll be time for the last wing. Sounds good to me. All right. So I got this wing here. It needs to get all its pixels off. Man. Alrighty, how do I want to go about this? These pixels got really pulled around. Ah, alas, my poor little pixel friends. That's alright, they'll be de-stretched and everything soon. And all will be well again. No one will be just super deformed and terrifying looking. Okay, nice and round. Gotta make it nice and round. Very important. Everything's here in here has got to be nice and round. All right. Now the antenna. Fortunately, this I can mostly do in a single stroke, so that makes it not so bad. Oh, actually, your tip is not clean. There we go. Back to cleaning antenna. Okay, and then after this, one more. Just one more in the hyper-distorted pixel group. And then after that, we're just into the mildly blurry group, and I think that'll be a lot easier. For one, I'm pretty sure that I can keep the glow on the entire time without just being hopelessly confused. So that'll be nice. Don't have to keep turning it on and off like this. And it also means that I probably won't have as many random stray pixels around that I just have to clean up. Okay, that looks fine now. So that'll also be nice. Butterfly time. Okay. Last one. The last one. I got this. Phew. Man. I'm just looking at this and I'm wondering how I ever thought it was okay. I feel that sometimes whenever I look at old art, even art from just a couple of months ago, I'm just like, man, how did I think it was okay to leave it like that? Why did I think that was good? And I feel that hard. There we go. Had to get the right shape there. Okay. Circle, circle, line, 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 line. Perfect. Okay. You know, I was kind of happy that the one in the first row was like underneath something. I forget what, probably the foreground. Because now that was one less I had to do for that row. And that was nice. It's here, it's like I'm having to care about all four for each row, and that's more work than only having to care about three. But it's okay, it's the last one. I'm gonna remind myself of this many a time. Just be like, look, it's the last one. It's the last one. The last one. Don't worry about it, brain, it's the last one. I do stuff like that all the time. It gives me that minor dopamine hit of just reminding myself that I'm almost there. So come on, brain, just pull through a little bit more. And then we just got 3 rows of blurry ones to deal with. Or is it 4? I forget. I think it's only 3. Oh no, it's totally 4, isn't it? Oh, whatever. It's fine. Man. I keep saying man because I just look at it and I'm just like, oh god. It's terrible. And it's okay, just a little bit of work fixes it right up. I just... Man, it's the only thing I can say. Okay. So I just have these 3 dots here, and then the antenna. And then all will be well. Okay, antenna time. These ones actually don't look too bad, relatively speaking. The relatively speaking being important here because they look pretty bad. But it's okay, everything is relative. So it's fine. We can only see things relative to something else. It's fine. Okay. Oh, I lied. Another spot here that looks bad. Okay, there we go. Should be fine. Next. Oh wait, no, I can't say next yet. I have to get rid of the stray pixels. Stray pixels! Then next. Stray pixels. Then next. Oh, this actually looked really rough here, so I'll go ahead and touch that up as well. Okay, there we go. Can I keep the line on now without it freaking out? I think so. Let's see, where am I? How many more do I have left? Oh yeah, that does look nicer. Yeah. Pan, damn you. There we go. Yeah, that actually does look a lot better. Finally, 12 left. And we're just dealing with blurriness this time. Okay. I'll just go ahead and do them all. Yeah, not a lot of just really ugly parts or anything. Just a little bit of blurriness, and that'll be easy to go over. I'll be changing the thickness of my lines a little bit, but I think that is okay. It should make the stroke look a little bit sharper. And I do think that is important for this sort of style. Oh yeah, this is much easier. These guys... I'll go ahead and go over them too. They're a little bit transparent. But I can actually see them now, so that means I can go over them a little bit more sanely instead of just drawing random lines and calling it good. So I can actually see where the lines are now. Yay! So I'll just go ahead and draw them all. Just very carefully. I need to trace a little bit more accurately in order to make this not look awful. Okay, and then I just gotta go over all the blurry parts. Nothing more to it. If it's blurry, it must be smooth. Just gotta do that to 12 butterflies. Let's see. I do think I really want to go over all of them, and I do think it's worth it at this point. I will go take one look with one butterfly complete, see if I'm just being too much of a perfectionist here. But this is the end of the time I have allotted. Gotta take my kids to the park and all that. Said that I'd be coming up for that at about this time. But I'll go ahead and finish up this butterfly I started, and I'll take a look at the other ones. See if it's worth one more episode. But if I'm being honest, I think it is. These are like way in the foreground. It's just... I might also be... the hard light that I'm setting them to might make it less important. Okay, let's actually take a thorough look here. Yeah, that looks pretty bad. Doesn't look so bad on some of the lighter colors though, but on the purple especially. And then here looks a bit weird. Or plan B. Do I just embrace the blurriness? Oh, hell no. Okay, well that was a quick answer there. Okay. Yep, I think I'll just... take a little bit more time to fix some of these lines, for example, and... yeah, because those don't look very good blurry. And then over here, I mostly care what it looks like at where it fits on the screen, and then at 100%, so if somebody actually zooms in to look at the details. I do want it to look good when people do that. And this is close. I can see why I thought I could leave it like that, but I do think I will do one more Yuyuko episode. So this means Wednesday, one less Yuyuko, and Thursday, whatever mystery thing I decide I'm going to do. Whoa. I will announce it. But for now, let's go set this back to normal. I'll stop here for today, and we'll do the last tiny little bit next time. And then it also means that I get to go do my final check over, see if there's anything I want to correct, or if I want to do any color correction and all that. And you guys can typically see what I do when I'm looking over a picture for the last time before I just declare it done. So, that'll be nice too. But I will stop here for today, so thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.